Hey guys, I'm back for a quick friendly. Don't want to waste your time with all these friendlies, but they're interesting enough considering what we've got ahead. I've got Chris Coleman back, and um, he's been purchased by Crew Alexandra, signed with them, and hopefully that's good for his World Cup form. But right now it's a friendly against Holland, an away friendly, so we probably lose. But I'm trying this just like we played the other matches with, well, most of them anyway, with just the three centrally placed midfielders. Um, so a little bit tight in the midfield, and Holland, you know Holland, uh, they want to play wide and passing and all that stuff. So hopefully we can make that hard for them. But they've got the opening goal, Ronald De Boer. Uh, those guys are pretty good football players. But this is I guess the kind of not the kind of team really, but the strength, the squad strength that will have to be able to get a result against in the World Cup. Now I didn't really check anything here in halftime. I just want to see how the starting 11 how they do in a match like this, and we might lose it, but I do want to get a goal. I'm hoping to, yeah. See, I just had to say that, and then the goal would magically appear, courtesy Gary Speed. Right, so I might want to go and change something now. And well, Page doesn't play as well as Adrian Williams. That was to be expected a little bit, but good to have him back. Carl Robinson continues um, his poor outings on the national team. He hasn't impressed the last couple of times I've tried him. So first of all, I want to get David Hughes in instead of Robert Page, and then I'm giving Carl Davies the chance again. Could have chosen some other guys here, some other players up front, but there's not room on the bench really because I also wanted some midfielders because we've got lots of midfielders. So let's just try Carl Davies, and see, we've got 2-2. That's pretty good. Maybe I should just play all matches like this. Like, I don't have a care in the world. I'm just playing this quick. Yeah, I don't really have time to check. All right, didn't go so well right now. Now they've got the third goal, but we've got a match, right? It's 3-2, so lots of entertainment for any spectators. I know there are not real spectators. And by the way, seems I accidentally that was pretty stupid. Accidentally placed Hartson, no, Davies instead of Oster, and well, when I meant to replace Hartson. So that was pretty stupid. Now, Pembridge, I'm pretty sure he can play all those positions. So I'm getting him on. I don't have. Well, anyway, Giggs can certainly play on the right side as well. So I'll get Pembridge over there, Davies up front, Giggs up there, over there. That should be all right, I guess. Or should it? Yeah, why not? Let's not waste a lot of time with that, and just hope that I don't make that kind of mistake. I mean, it's the thing that can happen when you play this on an Android phone or any phone, I guess, because if your fingers are a little bit all right, a little bit clumsy, then you'll press the wrong button. So you have to check before you click yes, make that substitution. Right. So it's 4-2 for Holland. Not an unexpected result. Gary Speed playing very well, and Adrian Williams, the only defender left standing by the attacking Dutch midfield and forwards. So right? Yeah, I don't know what to say about that other than Harson didn't play half bad, actually. But that was a quick friendly here from Amsterdam, I guess. We've got the next friendly. Um, the next friendly on the 27th of April, and that's the last friendly before I pick the team. So we've got the Switzerland friendly, and I'm trying out just a little something. We've only got the two friendlies before I have to pick the actual squad. So I'm trying out this formation that you've seen me do before, where it's just it was basically it's just um, well a 4-5-1, I guess, with three of the midfielders being a bit more attacking. Um, so I've moved Giggs in centrally, and then I've got different poor options on that I can use on the left wing instead of Giggs. So I've chosen that Bowen guy because I don't know much about him. Oh, by the way, I have to move the responsibilities. That's the Giggs's. So I just want to see how that plays out. I didn't choose Carl Robinson because he's not been playing well. So Rollins is a little ahead of him on the national team at the moment. And then I'm trying Andy Davies because why not? He's only 23, hasn't scored on the national team yet. I've got Carl Davies on the bench, and I left John Hartson just on the stands this time. I call up Steve Jenkins again. He's trying to get a new start in Charlton, hasn't gotten any games yet, so they're probably just using him to bolster the squad for depth. Other than that, there's really nothing much to say before we play the match, other than well, it's a good opponent. It's Switzerland, so it's a little bit like the other match where I played a bit more cautious against Holland in terms of how I lined up the midfield. So this time I'm trying to actually play football against these Swiss guys. So, and that'll be interesting to see how that goes because we're going up against some very good teams in the World Cup. So they're playing a 4-4-2 formation. All right, that's a good start. And well, that's very good. Now that we've got, well, I don't have, why? That's pretty great. Maybe this is a formation I should consider also against the really good teams. Well, I've got a few more friendlies to find out, but the key thing probably is moving Giggs in centrally. Yeah. And Bowen isn't playing all that well, but Giggs doesn't always either, right? Rollins is not impressing, so I'll get Pembridge on just because he has a yellow card as well. See how that goes. Still just a friendly, so I'm going to play it a bit quick here. But it would be nice with a win over Switzerland. Maybe bolster the confidence of the squad a little bit. So Chukilmas. This can easily go their way though in the end of this match. But and maybe if it was an important game, I might want to play a little bit more defensively at this point. but really no need to. Like I like that we're creating lots of chances as far as I can tell. We're also getting lots of cards though. But yeah, we're totally in control of this match. So we've got Williams with a yellow card, and he's not playing all that well. And also that Bone guy is really tired. So I'm going to get Carl Davies on and Steve, what's his name, Jenkins, and then Giggs can play over here. And for the first time, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Carl Davies, the younger of the Davies brothers, the one that's really a regen from Mark Hughes. He's playing right behind his older brother Andy Davies. So this could be well, the beginning of something beautiful. Let's see how it plays out. It would be nice with just an assist from the one for a goal for the other. But yeah, it doesn't look like it. But anyway, it is hopefully the beginning of a new era for Wales with those two guys. Yeah. So goals from both of those brothers and John Oster playing really well with an assist and a goal, and just lots of really good passes. So this was totally a success. It's nice to have friendlies like this with nothing at stake, so I can try out these things. Carl Davies, well, didn't play all that well after coming on. I think he's a little bit lucky that he actually got the goal. Looks like it. Andy Davies, well, well, not too impressive either. So I guess there's plenty of room for improvement. And well, they're still very young, so hopefully they'll get a lot better. But that was the second friendly, and we don't have any more friendlies before we're actually doing the team selection. So what I did in advance of this match was I prepared a slideshow because I've got the team selection coming up where I have to decide on the 23 man squad for the World Cup. And that's before the next two friendlies, if I'm not mistaken. So, for that reason, I'm going to show you a slideshow just to have you up to date on the different options that I have
Yeah,
for the
but I do
squad,
have some options though.
and it's
Still me
not a lot of
speaking,
options.
I'm recording this on a different device, so my voice might sound a little bit different. Anyway, I prepared this slideshow that I told you guys about. Basically, it's just me going over the players in terms of what happened career-wise, which division their clubs were playing in, when they were playing in that club. You get sort of like an overview, like with Mark Crossley here. And then I rated them in terms of stars. So Mark Crossley, being a key player for a Premier League team, gets 3 stars. Paul Jones, being, well, a failing keeper for a failing team in Southampton, gets just 1 star. Maybe he should even have less because, well, he really has poor morale and stuff and good influence. So I might just not select him just because of that, to avoid his influence affecting the team badly. So the rest of the choices that I have for goalkeepers, uh, they're not a lot of good choices, as you can tell. Um, but this guy recently started actually getting um, playing time for Newcastle. So I'm going to choose him as the second keeper, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that. I think when I play the other friendlies after the team selection. But then there's Tom Gabbiadini, and then this guy Ramasut. It's like a Thai last name because there was some Thai goalkeeper who used to play for Wales, and those two are on a free transfer. they're just young goalkeepers um, that might well might get good at some point or get picked up by a club. So that would warrant a selection, hopefully, if they play well. Anyway, I'm looking forward to this guy in well, maybe if I keep playing this game, then he'll be important. But anyway, I've tried to make an overview of the goalkeeper selection like this. So as you can tell, well, it's just interesting with the Ramasut guy because he's basically Neville Southall. I hope you gather as much. So so I'm definitely going to pick him just for fun. Paul Jones, I'm probably going to leave him out, and that leaves that Jarman guy who's been like a backup keeper for a gazillion teams, but who recently started actually playing in the Premier League. Right. So David Hughes is my best option for a central defender. He's been doing very well for Aston Villa. Aston Villa has been doing very well, both in European football and also in the Premier League, and he's a key player for them. So no question about David Hughes. Then we've got Chris Coleman. Unfortunately, his career isn't going all that well. Um, I know you can read, so you can see what I wrote about him. But anyway, he made a transfer to Crew Alexandra, and that might be good for us because he'll be in better form when we need him for the World Cup. I know what he can do, so I don't care if he's playing in the second division. I'll certainly pick him and also probably choose him as a captain for the team. It's been a while since we had another captain. And anyway, we do have Gary Speed. Forgot about him for a second. Adrian Williams plays for Wolves and always plays well for the national team. Maybe it's a little bit much with 2 stars. You see, I'm just rating them 1, 2, or 3 stars, most of them. Um, but he's been playing so well for us. Same with Robert Page. He does play Premier League though. Lee Jarman, well, not so impressive. And then Jeff Williams, he'll be important because he can play all 3 positions in the defense. Then Kit Simons, well, I'll probably end up selecting him just because he can play left and central defense. Um, and he's playing for Stoke. But anyway, Darren Brace, yeah, he's a poor choice, but I'm going to need some depth, and I'm going to need an adequate number of defenders for the World Cup squad. But I hope I don't have to pick him. Steve Jenkins, this guy, yeah. Well, I don't know about him. His stats look great though, so I might end up choosing him just to have someone else for right back. The other option could be Andrew Chappell, that guy, or and then there's this guy, Steven Savage. I'm pretty sure I won't pick him. But anyway, the defenders they look like this when I line up all of them. And to the left, you got all the guys that I'm probably end up. I'm pretty sure about picking. And then I'll probably pick an eighth one. But anyway, I need the 22 guys. So with these are 7 defenders, and with the 3 goalkeepers, that makes 10. The midfielders, well, Gary Speed, he's an obvious choice. The most important midfielder, maybe except from Ryan Giggs, even though he's now a backup player in Everton. Everton is the top team in the Premier League, and they have lots of options. And he's getting a little old, but he's still really important for us. So Carl Robinson has been playing well in the first handful of national team appearances, but not so much the latest ones. I'm still expecting something from him in the World Cup, so he'll definitely get selected. I've gave him 2 stars, and Elliot Rollins is doing mm, well, pretty well for Chelsea in the Premier League. Then we've got Simon Marola, who has trouble like the rest of the players in Southampton, but he is a first team player for them. And then there's John Oster. You saw him in the latest friendly, and he's a first team player for a Premier League team that does well, Everton, competing for a spot in that team amongst players like Danielson and Rivaldo and Brian Laudrup. Well, so he's definitely a really important player for me. Ryan Giggs, I gave him 4 stars because what the hell? I know all the Welsh people don't like him, but anyway, he's a really cool player in this game. Mark Pembridge, 1 star. Sarah Hughes, 1 star. Um, Probably won't end up selecting him. He's not in a good place right now. And Paul Trollope, or however that's pronounced, Rob Savage, he wants to transfer from Arsenal. He's not getting all that much playing time, so he's requested a transfer and might end up in Germany. Anyway, Jason Bowen. Well, I just gave him a comeback for the national team, but I've rarely used him before that. I wrote this stuff before actually playing those friendlies because I prepared this a little bit in advance. But I'm sort of I am keeping this up to date. But anyway, the slides are from before the last friendly. Roger Hopkins, regen of Glenn Hodges. I haven't seen him do anything much. But anyway, the midfield selection, it probably ends up like this: 8 midfielders. But I'm not sure. I'm not totally sure about anything. I might end up choosing that Bowen guy uh, because because I don't think I need as many forwards as I originally planned. I've got John Hartson. He's in Southampton. They're doing poorly, as we know, but he's a key player, and well, he's been my go-to guy in the attack since I started this game. And well, he has heading and stuff, so that makes him important. Some of the other attacking options that I have are only like fast players with poor heading skills, and I think I need one that's good in the air also. This guy, for example, Lee Jones, he does okay. Rotation player for Leeds in the first division, and he has 20 in pace, but well, might not do as well in the national team. Ricardo Chapo is definitely an option, but probably won't make the squad selection. Carl Griffiths is not an option. I've tried him on a couple of occasions, didn't really work out. Andy Davies, super important in the future, and I'll definitely end up selecting him just because, well, why the hell not? He's actually Ian Rush, so I can't help but select him. And well, I'm having fun pretending that Carl Davies and Andy Davies are brothers. So this is the little brother, the younger brother of the two, with all the temperament. But anyway, um, he's made a move to Derby and is playing a little bit in the Premier League. Like he's a rotation player, um, and hopefully he'll be good enough, even though he's only 19. But hopefully he'll be good enough to make a difference in a good way for this Welsh team, this young dragon. Well, that's basically it. I've got the forwards lined up right here. So as you can tell, I've got 4 of them, but I probably won't pick Lee Jones. I'm having some doubts over that, last minute doubts and stuff, because I want an extra midfielder instead. Maybe it'll be Bowen, just because he can play all 3 positions. And if I end up doing that, then I probably won't have room for Lee Jarman because I'm going to need an extra person that can play the right back position, which has always been my Achilles heel, as you know. But I don't think it's enough to bring only 2 players to a World Cup squad who can play a specific position. You need 3 just to be covered in case of injuries. But that's basically it for the team selection. So probably it'll end up looking like this with these goalkeepers, these defenders, these midfielders, and only these attackers, these forwards. So let me know what you think in the comments. And well, next time we're ready for, next time I'll have the squad selected and I'll be ready to play the 2 pre-World Cup friendlies. And also, we'll take a look at the first group match from our group between Brazil and Argentina.